We finally have zoom lenses. This is the Sony 24-70 f2.8 G Master lens for the full frame cameras, aka your A7R2s and your A7R, A7S, A7S2, A7 blah blah blah. Why am I so excited about this lens? First off, this is the first zoom lens at a consistent 2.8 aperture meant for our full frame mirrorless cameras. All the other 24-70s that we've seen, you need to attach it with an adapter, whether it be the Sony Alpha's adapter or a Metabones adapter. And you know, I've used them before. They're great, they work, but they're not 100%. I would want to say, like, even the new Metabones adapters that go to the Canon EF lenses, I want to say they're accurate and they work about 90% of the time. And that 10% chance when I'm on a job, I can't risk. So I'm very excited for this. You got your E-mount, 35mm full frame sensor. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. I hope you can tell by sound in my voice instead of my normal dry kind of monotonous. I'm very excited about opening this. Oh, and check this out. This is a little bit of a bummer. Your filter thread is going to be 82mm. And you check online, any filter at 82mm is going to be crazy expensive. Oh, this is awesome. Also, if we notice right off the bat, Sony, for their G Master lenses, actually gave us a case. Not one of those little drawstring bags. It's actually a case. This is great. Oh, actually, what's in the back?
What can you tell us? What can you tell us in the back? Interchangeable lens, that's nice, cool, whatever. Okay, that's great, you're fast. Okay, cool, that's cool, your color's been great, that's cool, you can make pretty bokeh. You have a comfort hood and case, great, that's great, bye.
Oh, I'm so stoked. You actually come in a full-fledged case. You got a little thing here to put like a little ID, a little belt holster. Maybe you want to put the cord in here to make it a purse. Maybe you'll just hang on to it. Pretty cool. Oh god, I hate Velcro. This is why I don't like Velcro. Imagine you're shooting a wedding. I don't shoot weddings, but imagine you're shooting a wedding, you want to change the lens, rip, oh god, noise. Little pet peeve of mine. Velcro, zippers. Ah, hello there, little lens. This is the inside of the case. There's a little bit of padding. It doesn't feel like, I know there's better lens cases out in the market, but for something they're just going to give you, it's not that bad a quality. I usually, for work, I don't normally keep my lenses in these cases. I usually keep them in the Pelican. But for my backpacking trips, I wouldn't mind actually using this just to keep the lens tucked in here and tossing it into my pack. It's the little lanyard guy that clicks onto here. Very, very nice. Thank you, Sony. Goodbye. 24-70. Ooh, you are beautiful. Locking mechanism for autofocus and manual focus. Same thing with the push button. Ooh, what is this lock thing? Alright, so there's a chance that I might be wrong, but just based off first impressions, because I have not read these manuals, you can't physically lock the focal length unless it's at 24. Then it just clicks in and you're stuck like this. 82mm filter thread, 0.38 meters / 1.25 feet minimum focusing distance, pinchy lid. Woohoo, look at that glass. Oh, interesting. This hood is kind of felty. Line it up. Click. This is our focusing ring. Again, we don't have witness marks. Zoom lenses here. It's a great overall general lens. Like, it's great for walking around. You can do your nature stuff. You can get your portraits. It's fast. It's a 2.8. You can shoot in low light. And for me, in terms of work, my personal preference, in all honesty, is shooting with primes, because I like pre-visualizing my images, and I like knowing that going into a shoot, I know exactly what I'm trying to get, what type of image I'm trying to get. With a zoom, I feel like I'm being a little bit lazy because I'm not actively thinking about the shot. I'm just kind of like almost spraying and praying, zooming in and out, and not really kind of thinking about composition on the fly versus really knowing what shot I want. But in real world situations, you're gonna get jobs where you're just gonna have to think on your feet a lot. Sometimes clients will want like a headshot, and all of a sudden they'll ask for, oh, I want a 3/4, or I want a full body, or I want an environmental portrait. So for the sake of the photo, for me, I find having a 24-70 in my arsenal, I'm able to just be more adaptive into situations. I prefer to shoot primes, but real world situations, this lens is probably gonna be my workhorse. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, if you are shooting on one of the mirrorless Sonys, like the Sony A7R II, this lens is not gonna make it tiny. Like if you got one of these A7 mirrorless cameras, because you wanted the small portability, this is not gonna do it. Look at this monster. Here you go, guys. Imagine an iPhone 6s Plus with a hood on it. That is how big this lens is. And to give you guys a sense of scale, this nearly 2-pound lens is equivalent to an 1,100-page David Foster Wallace book. Weight of this book equals this lens. Yep, this is definitely heavy. This is so heavy, in fact, that I'm not sure I feel entirely comfortable like putting my camera straps on here. This is very, very heavy. Technically, I could hang it from the straps, but I feel like there's just so... I probably should read into this, or you guys can read into it and leave me a comment below. But I feel like if you actually were to wear the camera, like on these little pivot points or using the bottom strap, I just feel like there's so much strain being put on the bottom mount. Very, very heavy, very, very heavy. Let's see if we can get how much detail we can get out of this. I want to say at 2.8 at 3200 ISO with a shutter speed of 1/50th of a second, definitely a sharp lens. And with all like 24mm, you're probably going to get massive distortion in the corners. Well, it's not terrible. Oh, I could be pleasantly surprised when I actually shoot with this in real world situations. Oh, I could be pleasantly surprised. This lens is also supposed to be weather and dust proof, but I recently also got to play with one of the Zeiss Loxia lenses, and their lenses actually, when they mount, they have a really nice like rubber gasket that goes all the way around to kind of seal that off. I believe there's a skinny little one right around here that is sandwiched between the lens and the mount itself, but I don't know how exactly to what extent of weatherproofing that this lens uses. If I were to shoot in the rain, I would probably still have a cover over it. Guys, I'm finally glad to have a workhorse lens back on my camera. I'm really excited to test it out this week in Portland, and I'll be shooting and I'll be taking this out on a job this weekend, so very excited to do that and actually test this in real world situations and see how the final photos turn out. The lens is now available. It's on a little bit on the pricey side, so if you're really serious about photography, definitely consider this to be one of those lenses to pick up. And I'll definitely be posting images I shoot with this lens on my blog, so stay tuned for that. Thanks again for watching. Bye.